Let's take a selfie. Like a last selfie together kind of thing.
We were both 15 years old when the relationship happened. It lasted for about 11 months. So I think it was around the 6-month mark he kind of broke the news that he had to move to Denmark. At that time, right, like the only way you could really talk to somebody was through MSN Messenger. If I was online at 9 PM, right, it was probably 3 PM back in Denmark, and that would mean that he would be in school. So it was very, very difficult for us to really have like good conversations, I think, and that eventually led us to kind of also drift apart lah.
So I got together at about the age of 19 and it lasted for a surprising 2 years. Yeah, and me being very gullible, like suddenly there were rumors starting to spread. The rumors that I heard about my ex was like, my ex was using the same tactic, as in brings dates to the same places that my partner brought me. My mistake was that I went to ask my partner's friends. So I heard the best friend out, I heard the ex out. I literally talked to ex kid. Like I literally had a one-on-one conversation with the ex. Because I did that, I became very swayed towards a direction where I felt like, oh my god, I don't even know who my partner really is. So eventually, the best friend and the ex told me, I think you should go and meet the parents, tell them about your relationship, and then find a solution from there.
I think it was just one day I decided that maybe it was time to end the long distance nonsense lah. I just remember it happening over MSN, and I think after that he tried to video call me and we tried to talk things out, but I think I just really wasn't very willing. Like when the breakup happened, right, I think there was a lot of speculation as well. That was also what made it more sad. You know, when people keep asking you like, oh, are you okay? Are you not gonna get back together anymore? This kind of thing, right? Like I think it was very difficult to find closure.
So we had dinner, and then it was time for me to just come clean. The point where I felt that I should really let it go and that this relationship is over is when the mom cried. That weekend itself, I went to the house and I was like, I'm so sorry, but this is gonna be the end of us. And I remember taking a very slow walk and I looked at the main gate for the final time, and then I just walked away.
My first breakup, that was when I was in JC, and it was J2. The period of time where JC kids, right, they start to go clubbing and stuff. And I wasn't one of those kids who was interested in that sort of lifestyle, so I did not. But this guy would always go to the clubs. Over time, there were people who were sharing very nasty things. They would say things like he was touching other girls in the club, or he was bringing girls back home. After accepting it again and again and again, it just didn't feel good. When I was coming back from my trip with my friends and I was on the plane, that was when I broke up. After I came back, we didn't talk also because he had some NS overseas trip and he couldn't use his phone for I think 3 months or something like that. But yeah, we basically didn't talk anymore until sometime later in the year.
I remember my first breakup when I was turning 18 years old. We both met through a mutual friend, and after like 2 weeks of getting to know each other, I decided to just pop the question. As we were both together, right, our relationship really was very unstable and that we had a lot of petty arguments. I felt that could have been easily avoided. The most important thing that actually led me to decide on the breakup was the fact that our relationship was kept hidden from everyone else. I actually broke up with my ex through text. Basically, the main gist of the message was that we weren't a very good fit, and I just wanted to save both of us the pain and torture of wasting more time. So my ex just said, okay, let's end things.
My first breakup was when I was relatively young. It lasted for about 1.5 years. At the first part of our relationship, we were both consenting to the idea of being a little bit more intimate with each other. But after a while, I gradually became uncomfortable. He got really angry. Like he was like, oh, but we're in a relationship. He started using a lot of slurs like I'm a hoe, or like I stay with so many guys, but he's like the first guy I was with. The turning point of our relationship was when I found out that he was texting his ex-girlfriend and other girls. From there, I decided to break up with him through text. He literally just responded okay. There was no call or whatever.
So my first breakup was around 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, so the relationship lasted about a year. We had this small argument, and based on that argument, he wanted to break up. My convincing, I guess, helped because we took a break instead of breakup. A few days after we decided to take a break, he kind of asked me out to have dinner. The whole night was okay. It was actually quite fun. We stopped by this sky garden thing that's near my house, and although I was hopeful that he wasn't gonna, break it off, he did lah. And then he told me that he just wanted to focus on his ambition first and pursue his career and whatnot, and put his love life on hold.
Life after the breakup was rather smooth sailing for me. I emotionally swept all the issues that I had under the rug. When I started dating girls, I didn't realize that it did build up a certain anger or hatred inside me. So they actually had to bear whatever I went through because I was angry and I didn't know about it. How I moved on from my first breakup was actually thanks to my then girlfriend. She just said that you're still carrying a lot of emotional baggage from your first breakup, and it's hurting you, but it's also hurting me and our relationship lah. I then decided to take the time to heal and really analyze myself thoroughly.
The way we parted that day was pretty emotional. Maybe it was me who suggested, okay, let's take a photo. Let's take a selfie. Like a last selfie together kind of thing. And I feel like I'm looking back now, I'm just stupid, why did you do that? I wanted to take leave from work because I was just a mess. But then my mom was like, no, you should really just go to work. So that was what I did. I was distracting myself, I was going to work. There were times where the emotions was just too much. I would go to the office toilet and cry in the toilet for 10 minutes, and then I'll come out again, that kind of thing. Thankfully, my family was there to help me sort out my mind, my thoughts and stuff, and journaling helped a lot also.
The most important thing that I learned from the entire breakup was the fact that communication between two people in a relationship needs to be very, very strong.
Like for example, having a fixed time to speak to your partner and committing to it as well. And if let's say you cannot make it, it's very important to just communicate why. And that kind of helps build that relationship and that closeness that you still have.
My biggest takeaway from this breakup has got to be understanding that I have no control over how someone else behaves. If my partner does not want to respect me, right, there is nothing that I can do to change his behavior, and I should not be faulted for it. I should not blame myself.
I think healing is a process that you need to be aware of. I mean, it's a personal take lah, but diving into another relationship, you're not too sure whether you're really healed. And taking the time to do self-care days and writing down your emotions about how you feel and just taking time for yourself slowly, I think is really important.
Firstly, I think I would like to apologize because I felt like I was not able to be the best girlfriend that I could have been.
I'm sorry that I had to end things that way. And just know that even though we're not friends now, that you still have a place in my heart by being my first ever ex and first ever relationship.
Hello ex, I do not know if you're watching this, but if you are, I do hope that you are in a very good relationship right now and in a good place in life.
I know that you're back in Singapore already, and if you ever watch this, feel free to hit me up. I would love to catch up with you because I think 10 years is a long time.
Regardless of everything that has happened, past is past, and I don't see why I need to hold on to all the anger and unhappiness.
I want to say thank you to my ex for letting me be the better person that I am today, allowing myself to love myself and also the people around me, and also take care. That's COVID-19.
Thank you so much for watching this video.
Please let us know what you liked about it in the comment section below.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe! Bye! Tell me all your stories about your exes also.